Hello, hello. I'm just gonna get started here, so let's switch over to the game. Alright, so last we left off, we were about to do the Scholar quest for level 40. I'm going to head over that way now. As you can see on the map, it's just right over here. So let's go ahead and do that. Just jump right back into it. As you can see, it's going to be an instance battle. So let's prepare. Summon the fairy. Should we go with Celine? Let's go with Celine. Doesn't really matter. It's all appearance. And let's talk to Alcazalca. Well met, Kit. I had only just arrived myself. 'Twas in this vicinity that the Tonberry was last sighted. With luck, it will not have gone far. Ah, the fairy. In the cutscene, I have Eos. There's the Tonberry. Look, atop the stairs. Knifey, knifey, knifey. My son, my dear son, at long last, I... The rancor, it rises, it rises. It comes. Okay, now we fight. Alright, so since we're a healer, let's go ahead and put a shield on Alcazalca, and then we can start attacking this Tonberry. There's going to be other mobs that show up eventually too. Let's keep our eyes on Alcazalca, because if he dies, then this whole thing is over. Oh, here's some things to kill. That one was just the easiest one to target, so I went for it first. I don't think it matters which one you go for first. Just kill them. And again, keep your eyes on Alcazalca, because he's gonna start to go down fairly quickly, and now he's got some debuffs on him. Let's remove those. Again. Unfortunately, that doesn't work for him, so we'll just have to keep healing him. He's not in our party officially, which is why skills like Whispering Dawn will work on us, but it won't work on him. These guys are attacking us. Let's get this work on us. Target purple. Alcazalca starts getting low. He'll even start to cure himself, as you saw. Yeah, make sure you keep him alive. Heavied now. Oh, we're low on MP. Lucid dreaming. And we can start attacking the Tonberry to get him down a little faster, so that Alcazalca won't die. Another shield. And we did it! fairy? What are you doing? Move, damn you! My... And he ran away. Confound it all! The encounter with the Tonberry has rekindled the fairy's memories. Talk to Alcazolka. Bah, what happened, kid? I thought you could control her. I apologize. I know you've only just begun to work with the fairy. Some disobedience is to be expected. Axemaster Wernzone will be disappointed, but there is naught we can do. The Tonberry is long gone. Let us return to Limsa Lominsa. Alright. So I'm just going to use return. Go back to Limsa. And then we'll go report to Alcazolka. The Marauders Guild. Ah, Kit, permit me to apologize a second time. Earlier I was flustered and not myself. In the aftermath of the Tonberry's escape, I completely overlooked our accomplishments. We confirmed the viability of Nemean tactics, and proved that a scholar and a marauder working in tandem is a force to be reckoned with, would you not say? And correct me if I'm mistaken, but your fairy regained some of her memory, yes? With that in mind, I feel comfortable claiming this was a worthwhile endeavor. However, do try and gain greater mastery over your minion, Kit. I would hate for a repeat of that incident. I'll do my best. Okay, that just gave me some experience, so I didn't get a new ability. However, we have this Fey Illumination that I got at level 40. I'm going to move it up here because it's one of the fairy's moves. So what it does is it increases the healing magic potency of all the nearby party members by 10%, while reducing magic damage taken by nearby members by 5%. So they take less magic damage, and it increases how much healing they get from healing spells. So that's really nice to have. So like when your party members are dying too quickly for you, you can use that, and then you can start to heal them up, and it should do a little bit more. Alright, well with that in mind, that was the last of the job quests. I did go to the Grand Company and ranked up, so it's one more rank up still until we get access to expert deliveries, but now I have access to the second page of the hunt log for the Grand Company. So now we're looking at all these things to kill. And what I'm gonna do, though, I think, is I'm just gonna go through the main story quest and we'll see if we get some of these done. And then see where that takes us. So rather than just jump to completing hunts, let's go back to the main story quest and see how it goes. So we gotta go back to Bascaron Struthers for the main story quest, and I'm gonna turn back into a summoner. Now the reason I go summoner instead of scholar is because when you have to kill things, it's easier if you're DPS, and you have the chocobo for your healies, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. But if you're more comfortable as a healer, by all means, do the story as a healer. I'm just more comfortable as a DPS. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the chocobo porter out there. So I take the chocobo porter to Quarry Mill, it'll go right by Bascaron Struthers. Quarry Mill. It'll go directly by Bascaron Struthers. Oh! See this weather in the shroud? It's tension. What that means is that the fate for Odin is up somewhere, and you can't do that until you've gone to level 50 and done a certain quest. But these little things in the air and this kind of atmosphere, that means that the world fate for Odin is up somewhere. You can kill Odin. He's a fate. But again, if you're not level 50 and properly geared, you're probably going to have a really hard time with that fate. I actually tried to do it, or I've done it a couple times on my character, and at the time, I believe my character was level 80, and I still died. Some of his mechanics are really hard. You get synced down to level 50, so you can't just out level it and just smash through it. You get synced down to level 50, so you have all your level 50 abilities and stuff like that, and your stats get diminished, that sort of thing. But I don't think this is the Odin Fate. I think this is just something. Yeah, it's just Dyremites. Yeah, I don't think you'll see the Odin Fate on the map. You have to kind of come across it in the field, so you have to go looking for him. So yeah, it's one of those tricky ones, one of those world fates, and you can get some special stuff from it if you complete it. In this case, I think there's Odin's. The coins from the Odin Fate can be turned in for some Odin gear, which, in my opinion, it's not really the coolest looking gear. It's okay, but everybody's different, so everybody might have a different opinion about that. So here we are in the South Shroud again, and we're just about at Busground Struthers, so I'm going to drop off this chocobo and continue the main story quest. But you see how useful these chocobo porters are, right? Like, it doesn't cost as much as a teleport, but it'll take you where you go, and I don't have to control the chocobo in any way. It's just going by itself. And then I can just dismount right here. Perfect. Let's go talk to Buscaron. Ah, you've returned. Thank you for seeing Tetarun's belongings to him. What's this? For me? Here you go. Kirk and Firewater. So he remembers my fondness for the drink, does he? Why, that old he... Ah, bloody hells. Who's cutting onions back there? He says to shelve it for a year, does he? Aye, that sounds about right. I hate to have to wait, but I reckon it'll be worth it. The stuff has an aroma and body unlike any other drink I know. It's going to be a long year. What say you come back then, friend? We'll see if we can't make it through this bottle together. And now I can choose a piece of gear. Now, if I was going to choose a piece of gear, I'd probably choose these long mitts, but they're not as good as what I have, so I'm actually going to choose the bronze pieces. Get a little more gil. Alright. There was a word while you were away. Sylphs were seen in the woods, but near no lands of their own. No, this was a place near to here, a place we've never known a sylph to come. Something must have given them cause to venture this far, more than like the missing sylphs' elders among them. Here, I've marked the tract where they were sighted on your map. Go see if there's anything to be seen. Alright, let's go see if there's anything to be seen at these locations. Now, I'm level 40, so I'm extremely out-leveled for this area, so these things won't attack me, but more than likely when you come here, you're going to have to be dodging these guys, because they are level 22, and you're probably going to be around level 25 to 30, I think is what you're expected to be for this quest line, so they will aggro. But they won't aggro me, so we don't need to worry about them. Oh my god! It's a hostile presence! It's very easily taken care of. This must be a level 23 quest, because that guy was level 23. Okay, let's continue on to the next spot. Yeah, for all the stuff that we've done now, we're very, very out-leveled for the main story quest, which is actually good, because you can get bottlenecked by the main story quest sometimes and have to grind, which we don't want to do. Okay, that area didn't have anything. We just investigated it and found nothing. Where's the next one? Down here. Oh, those guys just appeared, so there's probably a fate. Yeah, there is a fate nearby. They're part of a fate. Alright. Last destination. I'll bet you this will spawn a guy as well that we'll have to fight. Oh, no? Okay. No, that's not the last destination. There's 2 more. Let's go find them. They're down along here. Red belly gophers. It's part of the fate. We don't need to pay attention to that. Alright, the next one is this way. There. And it's up there, so I think we have to go around this way. Sometimes it can be a little twisty and turny to get to where you need to go. These are somebody else's. See how they're purple in color? So here, these ones are ours. And they're dead. We're very high level for this quest, so... But if we have to do an instance battle or a dungeon, we're gonna get synced down, so then we'll be the appropriate level for the quest. That's how this game makes sure that you are the appropriate level for whatever quest you're doing. Oh, another thing about Odin too, you notice how it was present in the central shroud, but it was also present in the south shroud this weather? It's gonna be all across all areas of the shroud, and Odin could be in any of those zones. That's what makes him difficult to find. So hopefully somebody finds him and people get to kill him, and we won't be able to participate because we are too weak. So, was there aught to be found in the wood? What did you come to? Garleans? In this part of the Twelves Wood? First sylphs and now Garleans, and in the same place. It cannot be mere coincidence. Might the Garleans be following the sylphs, tracking them, or giving chase, mayhap? But no, not this far into the forest. The whalers' spirits are everywhere. Imperials could never have stolen past them all. How in the bloody hells could they? Unless someone guided them through. Someone who knew where the spires stand and where when the Wallers watch. A Gridanian traitor. Oh, dun dun dun, the plot thickens. I think these cotton gaskins would be the ones, but they're not as good as what we have. What do we have? Oh, I have Doctor's sights. Right, from the Halatali dungeon that we did. I'm gonna take the elegant silver pieces. Alright, and then let's take the next quest. I'm glad you've come, friend. There's something I want to talk to you about. You know, I said I thought we might have a traitor in our midst, someone as was aiding the Garleans? Well, I'm thinking I may have identified our suspect. There's a regular of mine who used to dine on thin soup and sip his pint on account of not being able to afford another. But of late he's taken to ordering my best wines and the finest cuts of meat I can lay my hands on. Were he a merchant, I'd probably think nothing of it, but this lad's a wood whaler. And wood whalers don't earn that kind of coin. By chance, I was musing on where the money was coming from when you first told me about the Garleans in the forest, and I couldn't help putting 2 and 2 together. Suffice it to say, if a whaler's working for the Empire, none of us is safe. The lad I'm talking about goes by the name of Laurentus. Last I heard, he was in the South Shroud. Find him, Kit, and if he is up to no good, put an end to it. And him, if it comes to that. Alright. Let's go find Laurentus. Old Laurentus. Alright. So he's around here somewhere. See where the orange circle is? Where you be? Where you be, Laurentus? Ah, there you are. Oh, Laurentius. Can you not say I'm on patrol? Be gone. If you have business with the whalers, take it to the barracks. That didn't go very well. Let's go talk to him again. Not long now. To think the patrol routes and rations could fetch such a price. No more than I deserve, though. 'Tis little wonder the Empire has risen to such heights. If only the whalers paid their men their worth. Well, you... What did you... How long have you... Help! Please, come quick, my friends. 'Tis I, Laurentius. I am under attack. And look at that. The Empire came to his aid. And we dealt with them. Now we gotta talk to Laurentius again, but we gotta wait for this guy to fade out. And then he becomes questable again. How did you... I knew nothing. I was on patrol. He just appeared. I thought you were working for the Garleans. I'm not gonna fight this guy. The fact that he's here attacking nobody makes me think there's bots doing the main story quest. Sometimes you'll see that. They're usually... Unfortunately, they're usually gil sellers. But I won't talk too much about that on the stream. It's unfortunate, but it does happen. And here we find Laurentius again, and now we've got a instance battle. So this will take us down to level 27. So let's go ahead and proceed with it. How long do you mean to keep this up? What is it you imagine I've done? Enough! Enough, I say! It's over then. I sold maps and rations to the Empire. It was I. I meant no harm. I only wanted the coin. The whalers are good, strong. I was proud to join their ranks. Am proud. But they do not provide. They preach justice, honor, duty. But in the end, it is those with the money who do as they will, who live as they will. So I sought an opportunity to change my fortunes, and took it. All I've done, I've done for money. Endangered myself, my home, everything and everyone I love. Why, my actions have put your life in danger too. Wahahahahahahahaha. Though you do not realize how much. Bloody idiots. Did you imagine that you had cornered me? It is not I who is cornered. Garleans, I brought the Mikote bitch. Did you just call me a bitch? Dude. Permit me a question, if you will. Are all adventurers so deluded as to believe they can challenge the power of Garlemald? No, just me. And I can. You would need a veritable mountain of guilt to fund such an endeavor. Such is the cost of fighting great power, or of making it, or of remaking it, as we will Gridania. So that's the way of it. Swapped your hard bunk at the barracks for a feather bed in Garlemald, did you? You there, Mikote. You stand there at old Busk's wish, no? Then don't stand alone. So we got those guys with us. Legless Laurentus. Take that guy out. And that guy. And now we will start working on this guy. And then we'll move on to good old Laurentus. Oh, more guys are coming. You can tell because they showed up on my my enemy minimap. So let's just start taking them down. Get closer to them so that they'll group up, and I can hit them with my AoEs. This guy's almost dead. These guys are gonna take a little bit more killing. Oh, some more people just spawned. Hey, look at that! More friendlies. If this is a fight Basperon wants won, then the Coral Claws will fight it. How? Why? You scum have no allegiances. Fighting this guy. This is to be my end. Rent just a little tag, just so he knows I still love him. Just take out this shooter guy in the background. This is a hard fight. These guys are dropping like flies. Now we're all on you, Laurentus. Laurentius. Legless Laurentius. Almost there. How has it come to this? Maybe because you are a money-sucking, greedy bastard? Impossible. How did you best the Empire's finest? And with bandits and poachers at your side. They are sworn enemies. Why do they fight with you and not against you? Ah, but I know the answer too well. Buscaron, this is his doing. His words are wont to inspire men to act. Better men than I. Gods, what have I become? What have I done? I am sorry. No more will I pursue this folly. No more lies. No more bribes. I will go to the Order of the Twin Adder and confess my crimes. There is something I would like you to tell Bascaron. Tell him Laurentus the Fool says thank you. I feel as though a veil has been lifted before my eyes. I don't know if I fully trust you, my dude. But I guess the story demands that we do. So we shall go back to Bascaron. To the road, which is over here. Oh, this guy is doing the fate. I suppose we could help him with the fate. Level sync, because you have to level sync to join the fate. And then we'll start killing these guys. It's gonna be finished. Yeah, that guy's gonna run away. And I got silver on the fate. I got some company seals. Very nice, very nice. Let's continue on and talk to Bascaron. Oh, see how the weather has cleared up? They either killed Odin or he despawned. They probably killed him. That's gonna be my guess. Laurentus confessed to his crimes. I just had word from the Twin Adder. Seems he marched straight to the nest and gave himself up. The lad's had quite a life, you know. His mother was killed by a brigand when he was only small. As a young man, he joined the whalers, hoping to spare his fellow Gridanians the misery he'd known growing up. Trouble is, protecting Gridania is too big a job for one man, and he came to believe that he couldn't make a difference, that it was hopeless. There are few things more dangerous than desperation, and a man lost in the dark is easily drawn to the glimmer of coin. I reckon he thought that if he couldn't change the lot of his fellow man, he might as well change his own. Thing is, he was making a difference, just not on his own. Somehow he'd failed to grasp one simple truth, that these things we cannot do alone, we must do together. Eh, he asked you to thank me, did he? Then there's good in him yet. I just hope that them at the Adder's Nest are able to see it. What he's done ain't easy to forgive, but I'd like to think he'd be afforded a chance to make amends. But let us leave fates to the 12. I have other news for you, Kit. The Sylph Elder has been found. Ooh. Level 41! Buscaron has reliable information regarding the whereabouts of the Sylph Elder. Good, good, good. Oh, about time you two showed up. It's taken us a fair old while, but we finally put our hands on some reliable information concerning the whereabouts of your missing green friend. His name is Frixio, and he is the eldest among the Sylphs of Little Solace. Long has he represented his kind in dialogue with the Gridanians. Yes, he's like a bridge between us and them, a small leafy green bridge that we can't find at the moment, and bridges are no use if you don't know where they are. That's why it's so important that we find him. There's an abandoned dungeon called the Thousand Maws of Totorak here in the South Shroud. 'Twas by the entrance to the place that Frixio was seen, and not that long ago, neither. If you hurry, I reckon you'll find him. Walking ones, please help this one. This one needs help. Needs help to help Elder One. Poor Frixio. Poor Frixio. Whoa. Hold your chocobos. Take a deep breath and tell us what's wrong, nice and slow. Elder One went into Totorak but has not returned. This one is worried. So very worried. And you're right to be. The place fair crawls with nasties waiting to make a meal of anyone daft enough to wander in. What in the seven hells was he thinking, entering that bloody death trap? Elder One had no choice. Imperial ones were chasing Elder One. Please, Walking One must help Elder One. Help Elder One now! Ah, the fates conspire against us. Forgive my pragmatism, but Frixio is our best hope of reaching an accord with the Sylphs. Were we to lose him, all our efforts thus far will have been for naught. Click. I will tend to her wounds. Ida, make haste to the Adder's Nest and request assistance. Understood. Kit, go to the Thousand Maws of Totorak and see to it that Frixio comes to no harm. Peace between man and sylph rests upon your success. Thanks. I guess I'm going alone. I guess you guys have better things to do. Well, I'm not really going alone. I'm going with the party. But yeah. It's all up to me. Let's go. Yeah, and the reason I say I'm going with the party is because this is clearly a dungeon. Here we are. By the order of the Elder Seedseer, the dungeon known as the Thousand Maws of Totorak has been placed under the control of... What? The Sylph Elder is inside? And you're sure of this? How in the seven hells did he manage to sneak by? God strike me for a pure-blind fool. You must find the Sylph Elder before he falls prey to the fiends within. Entrance to Totorak is ordinarily restricted, but these are exceptional circumstances. Pray assemble a rescue party and enter as soon as you are ready. Okay, Thousand Maws of Totorak is now accessible. So we're going to go to the duties. We can either use Duty Finder or Duty Support. Duty Finder means we'd get a party of people, and Duty Support means we go in with the NPCs. We're going to go in with the NPCs just because then we don't have to wait as long for a party. And then I can go in on DPS rather than having to go in on healer to get a faster queue. So let's go. Plus I like going into this, like, you can kind of take a look at things in the dungeon if I want to make note of them. Not that there's usually that many things in the dungeon that I want to make note of, but sometimes I do. And it's much easier if you don't have a party to worry about, just NPCs who will do whatever you please. Alright. Oh, that's right, I haven't made a portrait. This is the new thing with dungeons now. Like, you can get a portrait. You can make a portrait and go into the dungeon with it. And it'll display your party members as well, but in this case I'm the only party member because these guys don't have portraits. They're just NPCs. Alright, let's get close enough to these guys so that the Marauder will go after them. Go, Marauder. Alright. There we go. Now you notice with these guys, the only one who casts area of effect spells will be you. The NPCs, they're limited. They don't want to replace what an actual party can do in a dungeon. So if I were to go through this with a party, it would be much faster. I've run Totorak with parties before, and it can take like 10 minutes. It's really, really simple dungeon. But, well, it's simple. They simplified it. It used to be a little bit more involved, but now it's not so much. But in any case, it's really more relaxing to go with the NPCs, especially for streaming. It makes it a lot easier. It makes it a little bit more like playing a single player game, honestly. But for the story, I feel like the story is really a single player experience. You are the warrior of light. You're the only warrior of light. And other people are kind of just like there in the peripheral of your story. And it's like that for every single player, right? So everybody's the warrior of light of their own story. Which is kind of neat to think about. But yeah, it's the story of Final Fantasy XIV is very much a solo player experience, and you do have to do trials, the 8-man trials that come after level 50. You have to do those with a party still, but the rest of it you can just do with these NPCs, so it even makes it even more of a solo player experience. So you can actually do most of the story solo. Can be a little bit harder to join up with parties after you're used to doing things solo, because you might have picked up some bad habits and nobody has corrected you since you haven't been in a party for very much. But I think it's pretty straightforward and simple to look for tips and tricks online, to watch guides like this one to see what kind of behaviors like party members should be getting into. And you'll find videos for every trial in the game. So once you go to do a trial, I would suggest just looking it up for a good guide for trials. I mean, you've plenty to pick from. There's Ms. Tech is my personal favorite. There's also Mr. Happy. There's a few other Final Fantasy XIV streamers who do guides as well, but those are the two that I know the most about. So, I mean, you can pick whichever one you're comfortable with, or you can just watch me do my thing. I don't have heck a lot of following, but that said, I will be going through the story. I will be doing the story trials. I'm also going to do some of the dungeons that you have to do for Grand Company, and stuff that you have to do for later on when you're collecting Aether Currents to be able to fly in the zone. That sort of thing. So we can take a look in here and see if there's any coffers, but it looks like there's nothing in there. And there's another one over here. Nope, no coffers. This is a fairly straightforward dungeon now. Oh, not close enough. There we go. No, so you want to, if you're a ranged attacker, you want to keep a little bit of distance from this guy because he poisons. And it's not a poison that can be removed by the healer. As you can see, it doesn't have the little white line underneath it. So if the debuff has a little white line underneath it, then it can be removed. But this one does not, so the healer can't remove it, so the poison will just keep ticking away and the healer just has to keep you alive. And sometimes it just be like that. But you'll notice these guys keep getting re-poisoned and I'm not, because I'm standing far enough away. Now when you're standing far away, don't get too carried away. You want to be near your healer, because your healer has... Oh, I should close this. Leave that open. Your healer has the AoE heals that they'll use, especially in between their like casts of damage, to essentially keep you alive. And if they have to give you a special heal because you're standing off in the middle of nowhere, they won't be too pleased with you. So stay close to your healer. In that case, you want to stay somewhat far away from the enemy, but you want to stay close to your healer still. Always make sure you're in somewhat of a proximity to your healer, so that your healer doesn't have to throw out special heals just for you when you get hit by unavoidable damage. They want to be able to heal the whole party at the same time, if possible, and that's just so much easier if you are in proximity. Just a little party etiquette for you. These these guys throw out poison too, but they see that's got the white line, sorry, on top of it. The white line is on top of it, and that means that the healer can remove it, which he did. Dungeon seedling. Ooh, exciting. So crafting material. Puddings. Basically slimes. I think these guys are close enough. Yeah, they're not close enough to get hit by the AoEs, so I'm just going to target them. Now single target this guy. Unfortunately, these guys are casters, so they don't always come close to get hit by things. Why, it's almost like real casters. We don't come close enough to get hit by the AoEs around the enemy. Alright. Okay. This guy's still on me, so I'll just wait for the tank to... There, he provoked him. And you'll notice that one guy is just out of reach there. He's a ranged attacker as well. So we will have to deal with him after we deal with all the rest of these guys. Right now I'm just hitting my AoEs and Fester when it's appropriate. Okay, now we can take this guy down. He looted us, however, we're still going to kill him. Trying to attack us from afar. Yeah, sneaky bitch. Dungeon. I usually try to wait until the tank kind of has a grip on the enemies. Now if you come in here with a, I know you saw like on the last episode we did a dungeon with the duty finder, so we had real people in our dungeon. So I know you kind of saw it there, but basically what tanks usually do is they will grab the first group of mobs and then they will run forward and grab another group of mobs. And they do this just because their gear and their healer's gear allows them to get away with it. Now, a lot of times tanks will ask the healer, like, is it okay? Can I do big pulls? But they don't always. Sometimes they just zone into the dungeon just like, big pulls, let's go. So if you're a healer, be ready for that, because it'll happen a lot. It won't happen with every single tank. There are some tanks who don't do that, but it will happen so much that you will find it to be the most common experience, I think. And as a DPS, one thing you need to be ready for is the first group, don't start throwing out your damage on the first group of mobs unless the tank is actually looking like he's going to stop, because odds are he's going to be grabbing another group of mobs. Ah, this time the Might Trap was getting hit by my AoEs, but now he won't anymore because the guy in the middle is dead. That's okay. It just happens to be the one that's targeted first. It's funny. Alright, and here we are at the next boss. This one's gonna summon babies. So it'll be essentially the same boss as last time, but it'll summon the little babies. As before, I am just out of range of the poison. I just kind of like, having done this dungeon before, I just have an idea of where to stand. But if it takes you a little while to kind of get the hang of it, then that's okay too. But when those babies come out, they'll target like the nearest person. So before the tank can take them away from you, sometimes that means they'll be on you. So in this case, both of them are on me. But the tank is going to grab them. Yep, he got them. Or the healer will get them because the healer is healing everybody. So that tends to grab their attention. But don't be surprised if they come onto you first. just because you have to be the nearest person. Look at these guys with all their stacks of poison. Die. The Thaumaturge, at least, he could be further away, but you know, he's AI, so he's just gonna do what he's gonna do. But if you're a melee, I mean, you just gotta get in there. You're gonna get the poisons, so you just gotta take it. There's nothing you can do. These guys come up and hit me. The tank will grab them. I have faith. There we go. Attacking. And I do AoEs so that to make up for the fact that my companions will not do them. And it just makes things go just a tiny bit faster. General rule of thumb is if you have 3 or more enemies, you should be throwing out AoE moves. If you have 2 or less, you don't need to. You can kill them single target at that point, but sometimes with the 2 mobs, I'll throw out the AoEs anyways. Okay. Might Trap is still attacking me. Oh, the tank has him now. Oh, my move went away. It's too slow. That's okay. Well, this guy's too far away from the Might Trap to make AoE moves worth it, so I'm just gonna single target him down. There's 2 mobs left too, so it fits the rules that I told you about before. And you're dead. And you're dead. Now we can continue. It's kind of a creepy crawly dungeon, this one. Has lots of like spider webs and slimes and spiders and things, planty things that poison and all kinds of nasty stuff in here. But it's not so bad a dungeon. It's really, really quite simple. It's just a straight line forward, and you just kill enemies as you go, and the bosses are not too difficult or complex. And I'll show you the last boss has a bit of a mechanic to it, but it's not terribly difficult, I think. So we'll just see what happens when we get there. This is not the first time I've done this with NPCs either. So I know that they do their thing. Alright. I should be checking if I've picked up any good gear. I haven't really been paying attention to what I've got, which is probably a mistake, because I've probably got some good stuff. But I won't be able to re-glam it, so we'll wait until after the dungeon. So I don't look ridiculous. You know, you gotta look your best. I've got good enough gear to do this dungeon in, so I'll wait. And when I get back out to a settlement, I will do the gear thing. I think we're just about at the end here. Target this guy. Kill him faster. There we go. Yep, I just got mapping the realm, so we know we're almost at the end here. There's the line for the boss room. And a cutscene. Ooh, who are you?
Darkness.
Darkness. Ha 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 ha, you got an evil laugh.
Elko, Hitra Bublo Hans.
Ooh.
Seastabon Rajadorn. Thagon Well Rogue. Torsan Opaiki. Mayhap I might if I deign to speak in my guest cruel tongue. We meet at last. I am Lahabrea of the Asians, servant to the one true God. Yours is a most fantastical tale, truly absorbing. It is a tale to tell Eorzea's children before bedtime, and it will soon be dark, bringer of light.
Oh, it's almost bedtime. It's time for my story.
The dark minions.
All that stands between this world and darkness is an irksome anomaly in the ether. The Echo.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yours is a most fascinating tale. Alas, like all good tales, it must needs come to an end. But fear not.
We baked a creepy
Here,
crumb.
feel the presence of evil.
Evil.
For the end of your tale is but the beginning of another. The tale of the crystal's demise.
Red glowy thing appeared in front of his face. Oh no! Oh, that thing got powered up. It's time to attack it. Alright, so here we are, and there's the enemy. Be mindful of its tail. That's a good tip. Pay attention to your party members when you say things like that. I need to be a bit farther away. Hit with the Swamp Shaker. And I'm not very close to my healer, but he's standing in the goop, so I'm like, I don't want to be standing in the goop with him. So there's other enemies that are coming up now. And watch out for those pods. See the pod he put on top of the thaumaturge? You want to move away from those. This is not very good for your health. Because they explode. And then they give you the poisons. Once again, he's doing it to the thaumaturge. Well, at least it's not me. Oh, see what he's doing with his tail? And see how the tail became targetable? Now you want to kill the tail. Your party members are already doing it, so like, you could just let them do it, but I believe you should help kill the tail. You should understand what the mechanics of the dungeon are. In this case, it's kill the tail. And you can even target it if you are a melee character as well. You just target the tail and start attacking it. Alright, here I'm going to use the limit break because the thaumaturge won't use it, and we'll just kill these guys all in one go. And this guy's almost dead. There we go. And I gained a level too. I'm level 42 now. Boom. Down goes the guy. Hooray! Ah! Alright. Thanks, fellas. And off we go to see what's in there. Oh! 1,000 Screams, Orchestrion roll. Well, that's nice. An Orchestrion roll. So this is the music from this dungeon. So I'm just going to use it, and then that'll add it to my Orchestrion list. And you can see your Orchestrion list here. And you can listen to them in rooms and stuff. So now I have 1,000 Screams. I don't think I have anything else. Oh, that's too funny. Yeah, so I just the music from Totorak. I can listen to the music from Totorak in my in-room. Go me. Alright, let's exit. Oh, cutscene. Remember what we came in here for? Aha! Finally, fresh air! Mayhap not so fresh, but better than before. Ah, Sinister One is gone. This one can leave this awful place. Did Walking One vanish, the many-legged one? This one is grateful to Walking One. This one is called Frixio, eldest of these ones of little solace. There's the echo again. Ah, squad reporting. Alpha squad reporting, sir. Nothing of note at Lark's call, sir. Understood. Return to Area 12. Darn it all, where's that accursed icon hiding? No sight of our wizened friend? I'm afraid not, my lord. Shall I order that the search parameter be expanded? Absolutely not. We risk alerting the Gridanians to our presence. His Excellency bid us avoid unnecessary confrontation. Loath though I am to admit it, I found no evidence to suggest that Ramu will be gracing the mortal realm in the near future. I ask you, what good is a god who does not grant one's wishes? Were I a sylph, I should strongly consider finding myself another idol. Which reminds me, what of the sylphs we captured? A handful of them seemed to be in reasonably good health when last I looked. Apologies, my lord. I fear we may have been overzealous in our efforts to compel them to summon their icon. Oh, jeez. Really, Centurion? Were you not aware that vegetables bruise easily? It is well that I did not entrust you with the important task of making my dinner. Well, mayhap it was a kindness. Better dead in truth than dead to one's own god, I suppose, if you believe in such things. Dawn is upon us. Make ready to withdraw. Useless. We are so close to completion, I can fair taste it, but at this rate... No, I must be patient. Our efforts will bear fruit in due time. What was it you always said? Ah, yes. Though it mean bringing down the very heavens, who shall challenge the limits of possibility if not we? In that alone you were right, Garland. Garland. Ooh, who might that be? But your star is long fallen, while mine doth begin to rise. And it shall burn so bright, that Lord Van Baelsar's ultimate weapon will seem a mere candle beside it. Ah ha 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 ha. Those Waxy ones did for Noxia. This one is certain of it. This one fears the other ones taken also suffered the same fate. This one is convinced. Walking ones have black hearts, seek only to harm these ones. Walking ones are not to be trusted. Now, Noraxia, do not pass judgment too hastily. Not all walking ones are alike. Though there are evil ones among the walking ones, there are good ones also. Does walking one feel unwell? This one would know what brings walking one to this place? Come to this one's rescue at Noraxia's bidding. Then this one owes walking one a debt of gratitude. Walking one has questions about Lord Ramu? Then this one will provide answers. But first, let these ones quit this lightless place. This one will return to Little Solace. When walking one is ready, please come and see this one. These ones may speak properly then. Then it is settled. Let this one accompany walking one outside. Alright, we're back outside. Now we gotta go report to Buscaron. Ah, you're back. Tell me the Sylph Elder is well. Thank the gods for that. I don't really know what to make of the rest of your tale, but I'm full glad Frixio didn't come to any harm. Ah, but there I go, tempting fate. Run over to Little Solace and secure us peace with the Sylphs before aught else befalls us, eh? Rest assured, I'll send word to our friends of Charlian and the Twin Adders both. You've done Gridania a great service this day, lass, and earned yourself a place of honor here at the Druthers in so doing. Be sure and come by whenever you feel like a drop of Kirkin firewater. Let's see. The cotton robe would be the thing that would be for us, but it doesn't look like it's as good as what we have, so we're just going to complete that quest. Get the money item. Alright. Say, friend, there's something I'd like to ask you to see delivered to the Sylphs of Little Solace. This Azema rose oil. It's a gift to celebrate the safe return of their tribe's elder, and a token of Grisania's desire to unite. The wood is not what it once was. The calamity changed the elementals, weakened them. Until their strength is returned, we must lend them ours to keep the wood safe. But ours alone will not be enough. We must have the strength of the Sylphs as well. Only by working together and fighting together will we survive together, and the 12s would with us. The gift I ask you to bear is a symbol of the hope that both Gridania and Sylph alike will live to see the light beyond this darkness. Okay, so now we gotta go back to Little Solace. So we might as well teleport back to Gridania first. I just noticed that this was white, so that means I can extract a materia from it. I didn't check to see if any of our other materia had sold, since last time we put a bunch of them up for sale. So when I'm in Gridania, I will check to do that. But yeah, Gridania is the free teleport, so we might as well teleport back there. And then we'll go talk to the retainer. So we just go to the Leatherworkers Guild in Shaded Bower. So there's the Leatherworkers Guild, but what we want is the Shaded Bower. Pretty princess. Troublemaker. Some names, I tell ya. Let's see. They did make some money. Hooray! Now let's see if we can put some more stuff up. So we've got a couple things up. I might check the price on them and bring the price down a little bit. So these are only worth 177, but it's more than 60, so it's worth putting them up. Let's see what these are actually worth now. 700. So that's come down quite a bit. So let's bring ours down in line with what the actual price is. So these have come down to 12.25. So let's go 12.25. I usually match the lowest price. I find that that tends to be helpful. And I wonder if this dungeon seedling will sell for anything. Nope. It's not worth nothing. Well, let's just sell it then. This stuff was some of the stuff that I turned in for company seals, so I'll hang on to it for a little while longer. Okay. So now we're heading out to Little Solace, so oh, before we do that, let's go ahead and see if we got any gear in that dungeon that's better than what we have. Oh, look at that! We have quite a bit of new gear. So we got some things that we can put on, so let's go ahead and equip those, and then we'll apply our glamour over top of them. This one. There we go, and we got a new book too, that's very nice. It's nice to get new stuff, huh? Although I'm surprised this book is better than what we had, because didn't we have a level 30 book? Let's check and see. We do have a level 30 book, but apparently it's not as good as this one. It's got a little bit more magic damage on it. And yeah, this one's better. We'll have to be sure to update the Scholar. Actually, I'll do that right now. I'll go ahead and switch over to Scholar, and I'll update the Scholar gear set as well. So look at all this stuff that we need to put on Scholar. And then keeping Scholar up to date with gear as well. Let's summon Carbuncle again. Perfect. So now we're all up to date. We've got the latest gear. It's got it on both of our gear sets. So let's go and talk to the Sylphs at Little Solace. So what we're doing is we're going to the Lancers Guild, and then we're taking the ferry over to the East Shroud. We could have also gone to the East Shroud directly from the South Shroud, but I find this is a little bit faster. Sweet Bloom Pier. And off we go. We'll hop on the motorcycle and drive to Little Solace. The other thing we could do is we could teleport to the Hawthorne Hut. It's only 100 gil, it's not too bad. So, it might be worth it. It depends on how fast you want to get there, how kind of, how much time you're willing to take just to get through the part of the game where you have to drive around. So much wandering. But look, you get to enjoy the beautiful scenery. This weather hasn't cleared up. Oh, this is just fog though. This is not the weather we were seeing before, the tension. This is just plain fog. So you get, like, when you're looking for oops. Okay, I just accidentally pressed the button and hopped off my mouth. When you're looking for the weather that signals Odin, it's not this weather, this is fog, but it looks really similar to this weather. So you actually want to check by, like, looking at this thing up here, this little circle, and it says fog. So you were looking for the one that says tension. So let's talk to Nolexia. A gift from Walking One Buscarron. A gift for these ones? Such a lovely scent! This one has never smelled anything like this before. Walking One Buscarron and Adventuring One are very kind. Note that this one is deeply grateful. Many walking ones are scary. Many walking ones utter many lies and much deception, but this one is moved. Let all these ones be friends forever. So these are not as good as what we have, so we're going to take the silver pieces. So that's it for that one, and then our next story quest is over here with Comoxio. This one has been expecting Walking One. This one fetches Elder One. This one is pleased to see Walking One again. Welcome to the home of these ones. There you guys are. Took you so long. Ah, there you are, Kit. We have just been hearing tale of your deeds of daring do. Well done. Ah, the Walking Ones who aided Noraxia. This one is grateful. A pleasure to have been of service. If you do not mind my asking, how did your misadventure come about? This one does not mind. The misadventure, as Walking One calls them, of this one began when Imperial Ones entered the wood. Fearing trouble, these ones decided to watch Imperial Ones closely. But these ones watched too closely, and Imperial Ones noticed and tried to catch these ones. Having nowhere else to hide, this one fled into Totorak. With it, this one had not. In Totorak, a sinister one, robed in black, tried to feed this one to a many-legged one. A sinister one robed in black? Why do I have the feeling I should be more worried about that than I am? Elder Frixio, we come to you as emissaries of the nation of Gridania. This missive bears the words of the Elder Seedseer. This one sees, so Walking Ones of Gridania are fearful of Lord Ramu. Plainly put, yes. Your people summoned the Lord of Leven but once, yet that single occurrence occasioned great alarm. But it's not as if the Gridanians dislike you or anything. Actually, it's just the opposite. They think of you as friends and don't want anything to get in the way of that. That's why the Elder Seedseer wrote to you. This one well knows and respects Horned One Kane Senna. Be assured, like Walking Ones of Gridania, these ones have no desire for conflict. These ones have resorted to summoning Lord Ramu to protect the wood from Imperial Ones. This one counseled against doing so, but was not heeded. Against this one's wishes, Lord Ramu was summoned, and all of these ones who took part became touched ones. So they were tempered. These ones want so desperately to turn touched ones back to normal ones, but did not know how, and still do not know. Touched ones, meanwhile, want to turn these ones into touched ones, and did know how. So this one fled to Little Solace with all of these ones who did not wish to be bound to Lord Ramu. But Walking Ones of Gridania need not fear touched ones or Lord Ramu. Unlike other primal ones, Lord Ramu is not callous and cruel. So long as Walking Ones do not trespass on these ones' ancestral homeland, where touched ones reside, Walking Ones will not suffer thunderous judgment. But this one has spoken enough of touched ones. This one would speak instead of these ones. As this one said, these ones desire peace with Walking Ones of Gridania. And so these ones ask for a chance to set things right. By way of an addendum, mortals who are tempered come to take on the qualities embodied by the primal in question. In the case of the sylphs, Ramu's influence has made them fiercely protective of their homeland. That explains why they're so hostile towards trespassers, but what about the abductions? A fine question, Ida. The abductions are, I believe, an expression of the tempered sylph's desire for reconciliation, another quality traditionally associated with Ramu. In the crudest manner imaginable, they seek to bring their fellows back into the fold, a timely reminder that the challenges posed by each primal are unique. Elder Frixio, we thank you for making your will known to us. The people of Gridania will rest easier in the knowledge that they and the sylphs are united in their desire for peace. Wishing to cooperate, this one has written down the feelings of these ones. Please see that these feelings are conveyed to Horn One Kane Senna. Interesting that you had time to do that. And with that, I believe we can lay the matter of Ramu to rest. That Sylph Elder is very reasonable, I must say. You could learn a lot from him. Was that a jibe? If so, I feel it only fair to observe that one of us wouldn't recognize reason if it punched her on the nose. Did I say fair? I meant reasonable. Anyway, we're going to head back to the Waking Sands and tell Minfilia all about it. Fear not, we'll be sure to mention the instrumental part you played in all of this. Yeah, I should hope so, because I basically did everything. And while we see to that, we should appreciate it if you would deliver Frixio's message to the Adder's Nest. Elder Frixio, we humbly thank you for your time. It has been an honor. The honor is this one's. Together let the walking ones of Gridania and these ones find a way to live in peace. Bye, you guys were useless. Please wait, Walking One Kit. This one has yet to give Walking One a token of these one's appreciation. When these ones summoned Lord Ramu, these ones were gifted this crystal. This one would now bestow the crystal upon Walking One as a symbol of these one's trust. Aha, back to this circle where we get our crystals. Now we have 3 crystals. Ah. Good job, kid. You did it. This one was not mistaken about Walking One. Walking One is destined to walk a fate far crueler than this one can imagine. A brilliant light from within Walking One enveloped the crystal. This one saw. Mark this one well. That crystal will one day be of use to Walking One. Walking One must keep that crystal safe at all times. Before Walking One returns to Gridania, this one would ask Walking One to watch touched ones. So long as touched ones are not troubled, touched ones will not make trouble. If Walking One witnesses touched ones making no trouble, mayhap Walking One can testify to Walking Ones of Gridania that these ones mean no harm. These ones' homeland is fraught with danger. This one marks down safe places to look out for touched ones. Okay. So we have to go look out for touched ones. Here's the spot. And we have to do an emote. We do /lookout. So the purple ones are the touched ones. There are tempered sylphs in the distance. You do not sense that they pose a danger if left alone. Most excellent. Now we have to go to Gridania. Let's go back to Gridania. And then let's go to the Adder's Nest. Oh, sorry, this is the guy you deliver your company turn-ins to. This is who I need to talk to. Ah, Sergeant Zwan, how went the meeting with the Sylphs? Here's the missive. A missive from the Sylph Elder himself, if I may. So the Sylphs have no desire for conflict, nor do they intend to summon Ramu. And so long as we leave the Temper ones be, we need not fear any aggression on their part. The Elder Seedseer will be overjoyed to hear that the Sylphs have welcomed our overtures, and in the knowledge that they bear us no ill will, we may channel our resources towards tackling the more conspicuous threats to our safety. You have done our nation a great service, Sergeant Zwan. It will not be forgotten. Okay, and he has another quest for us. The Sylphic folk have long been friends to Gridania. The mere thought of being at war with them pained the Elder Seedseer to no end. But owing to your efforts, she will be able to rest easier. Being the benevolent soul that she is, my lady was surely trying to find a way to reverse the tempering process. Once again, I thank you. Had the Scions of the Seventh Dawn not offered to mediate between our peoples, suspicion and doubt may not have led us into needless conflict. Pray pass on my regards to Lady Minfilia. Oh, guess who that is? Hello? Hello, Kit? Can you hear me? It is I, Minfilia. Ida and Palpalimo returned some little while ago, and they wasted no time in regaling me with the tales of your exploits. Thanks in large part to you, the name of the One Primal may be struck from our list of enemies, and the Gridanians may turn their attention to more pressing matters. Well done! Yet at the end of one tale is but the start of another. Pray return to the Waking Sands at your earliest convenience. I would apprise you of the present situation in person. Can we do this over a link shell? Oh my god. But anyway, I can use my tickets. My Waking Sands tickets. I got 7 of them still, and this quest is going to give me some more, from what I saw. So here I am in Vesper Bay. Off to the Waking Sands to talk to Minfilia again. So many red quests around. Waking Sands. Ingrid. Traipsing around the woods is hardly my forte. It is only fitting that those two would be the ones to assist you this time. Lest you harbor concerns about me and my idle hands, know that I will be busily conducting my own independent investigation while you entreat the sylphs. Okay, that's his old dialogue, so let's go to the solar. Cutscene gonna start right now, or nope? We gotta talk to Minfilia. Oh, we were supposed to talk to Tataru first. Let's go all the way out and back to Tataru. Minfilia's like, I won't talk to you until you talk to my secretary first. I'm sorry. Okay, Tataru, what's up? Well, if it isn't my favorite adventurer, welcome back, Kit. Lady Minfilia awaits you within the solar. Please enter at your leisure. That's it? That's the reason I had to talk to you? But you gotta do it. The quest demands it. Oh, here we are. Oh, it's Alphino. I am given to understand that the matter of Ramu has finally been resolved. I fear resolved bespeaks a permanence we cannot rightly claim. Yet I am well satisfied that the Lord of Levin will not trouble us in the foreseeable future. Your satisfaction is assurance enough for me. How fares the investigation? Well enough. Thancred is sparing no effort. They are many in one, just as you suspected. Their purpose, however, eludes us still. I see. I've been meaning to ask, but is Alice quite well? I feel as though I have scarcely seen her in recent days. Oh, you haven't, and nor have I, alas. Alice has chosen to walk her own path. Stubborn girl, but you may be assured that our destination remains the same. And on that note, I take my leave of you. I trust the Baldessian report will serve you well. Pompous little prick. take it we can proceed as discussed. Why do you ask? You scarce need my permission to act. Alphino. Hello. Okay. It is good to see you again, Kit. I have been looking forward to congratulating you on your triumph in the Twelveswood. Owing to your efforts, conflict has been averted. Truly, you have done the Scions proud. With that, we can strike remove from the list. So who's next? The Sahagin and Leviathan? The Lord of the World has not answered his minions' call of late, nor is he expected to do so in the near future. While the Sahagin remain as aggressive as ever, they lack the quantity of crystals required to call forth their god. As with the Sylphs, we can leave them to their own devices, for a time at least. For a time bears repeating. We can ill afford to fall complacent. It is as Y'shtola says, unless we know the minds of the beast tribes, we cannot predict with any certainty when next a primal will return to plague the land. This being the case, we must proceed with as much haste as prudence allows. Any word on Titan? The Maelstrom keeps the kobolds under constant observation. We shall hear from them ere long, you may depend upon it. Indeed. So then, of all the known primals that have been active in recent times, we are left with... Gridania! Wait, I mean Garuda, who is the primal of the Ixal who live near Gridania. Yes, that's what I meant. So many malms to cover. Would that there were a more efficient way to conduct our surveys. Were he still with us, we should not long have wanted for a more practical solution. She's not wrong there. Where in the world are you, Chief? But one sure step at a time. Henceforth, the Order of the Twin Adder will handle all matters pertaining to the Sylphs, under the sage guidance of the Seedseers. I bid you enjoy a moment's respite. You have earned it. And me? I get a moment's respite? Hello? Can I go? No, I'm guessing not. Is there something else, Kit? Beg pardon, a man named La Habrea, sporting a red mask and robed in black. 12 preserve. Prior to the calamity, the Asians took great pains to remain hidden. Why would they choose to cast off their veil of secrecy now? Gods, this bodes ill. We must take advantage of the present lull in primal hostilities and investigate this La Habrea. Learn all we can of him and his designs. I dread to think... Eek! Tataru! Oh, it's just a sylph. A sylph in Thanalan? At long last, this one finds walking one Kit. This one is most dependable of these ones. It is sent by Elder One Frixio to help walking ones. This one is called Neuraxia. This one comes as a friend. Let these ones be friends. Pleasure to meet you, Neuraxia. Yay, Neuraxia. Alright, back to the solar. Yes, Tataru is ready to express her fright as she is to express everything else. Not all of us are forged of the same steel as you, I'm afraid. But it takes all kinds to make a family, and it pleases me to no end to see ours continue to grow. One by one, the people of Eorzea are beginning to unite, Kit, drawn to the hope that shines within you. Yet a darkness threatens to engulf this light. Never have I doubted the Ascians' presence, but that they have grown so brazen as to carry out their work in plain sight fills me with a sense of deep foreboding. Right. I am afraid there is no rest for the weary, Kit. We must delve further into the motivations of the masked man, the Ascian known as La Habrea. This is an ideal moment to do so, while our hands are not bound dealing with another primal. At present we know little and less about the Ascians, only that destruction follows in their wake. I should not be surprised if these beings are behind the chaos that racks the realm. If my fears prove to be reality, we must do all in our power to stop them. Earlier I sent word to each Grand Company to solicit cooperation. The Immortal Flames responded to the effect that they have information on a potential sighting. This is intelligence that we can ill afford to ignore. Go speak with Flame Commander Swift at the Hall of Flames in Ul'dah to inquire further. How you go about the investigation thereafter, I leave wholly to your discretion. But whatever you do, never forget that we are dealing with the unknown. You cannot take too many precautions. Be safe, Kit. Off into danger you go! Alright, so we got to go to Ul'dah. It's very cheap because we made it a favorite and because we are in Thanalan. Alright, and he's going to be just right outside here because that's where the Grand Company for Ul'dah is. It's just right over here. And you can just jump on these things here and jump up. Yay, shortcut. Alright, let's talk to Swift. The masked man? Ah, you are come on behalf of the Scions, of course. Yes, as we've already relayed to Lady Minfilia, there has been a sighting of this rogue near about eastern Thanalan. A brass blade stationed at the High Bridge described him in detail when he alerted us to suspicious activity. I would point you to the witness, but I'm afraid he died not 2 days ago, slain by a marauding horde of Quirkin. Fate can be a cruel mistress. But do not be so quick to despair. Being situated on a trade route, High Bridge sees its fair share of travelers. Folks are always coming and going, and some among them may well have caught a glimpse of your target. You could do worse than to speak with a merchant named Hihibaru. The fellow's always starved for customers, and he'd no doubt welcome your attention, whether or not you have the coin or the mind to spend it. Okay, so off we go to High Bridge. So first we have to go to Camp Drybone. Oh, which is still a favorite, so that's nice. So it doesn't cost us that much. We're slowly accumulating gil again because of these quests. Okay, so this time we gotta think about the exit that we want to take. It's gonna actually be this one over here because we're going out this way towards High Bridge. If we were going this way to the Golden Bazaar, we would take the other one, but we're not, so we're doing this one. Or sorry, not to the Golden Bazaar, to the church. The Golden Bazaar is, we'd still take this one. But yeah, it can be a little confusing getting out of Camp Drybone, honestly, because there's 3 different exits, and you can't just go any which way you please. You have to follow the exits. So, yeah, but it's not so bad once you get used to it. Welcome to Highbridge, adventurer. Whatever you seek, I, Hihibaru, can provide it. Probably. You're after a masked man. I'm not sure if I have one of those in stock. Oh, you're after a masked man. Why didn't you say so sooner? Such an individual might have featured in one of the many rumors I've heard. If you linger a while, mayhap you'll learn a thing or two, eh? Okay. Ooh, some salmon pink dye. When the Order of Naldthal began excavating the ruins below, I had hopes that Highbridge would turn into a bustling hub for pilgrims. But thanks to the nigh-endless beastman raid, folk are too afraid to come within a mile of here. I sold everything I owned to get my venture started, and I'm loath to give up without making an earnest effort to stick it out. But if things keep going as they are, I'll be bankrupt before the moon is through. Whining won't do me any good, though. No, for my business to survive, I need business. Speaking of which, perhaps you'd like to browse my wares. Spend a bit of coin to help a struggling merchant. The masked man? Bah, that'll take your bloody masked man. I know what I said before, but vague rumors are all I've got. If you want to know about him, go ask the other merchants. Okay, I shall. I have heard of the masked devil. Seems he's been appearing in not only around Highbridge, but elsewhere around Thanalan too. Enough folk have reported seeing him to convince me he's more than a figment of the imagination, but little is known about him otherwise. Alright. Off to the others. The other merchants. See what they have to say. On the trail of a masked man? I have heard of him, but only in hushed tones and faint whispers. It's said he wears a black hooded robe and looks right suspicious, and that's about all I can say, little though it is. I mean, could be a lot of masked men. This is another one of those defense fates, which I'm going to ignore. Have I seen a masked man wearing a dark robe? No, I haven't, nor do I wish to. Business is bad enough without shady characters lurking about. Folk have been giving Highbridge a wide berth because of all the Kirkin raids, which is happening right now. None but the most devout of pilgrims are willing to come here anymore. Back to Hihibaru. Looks like there's a couple people doing this fate. Maybe I'll join, but first let's go talk to Hihibaru. Judging by your expression, I take it you didn't learn much of use. Look, I'm sorry for my rudeness earlier. It's just that things are tough for us merchants at the moment. The Kirkin raids are so constant, so organized, we're beginning to suspect that someone is orchestrating it all. I tend to put my own welfare first, like most of us do, but that doesn't mean I'm a bad person. I promise to keep an eye out for your masked man. If I see or hear anything, you'll be the first to know. Now we talk to him right away again. I finally got some honest-to-God's information on your masked man. Why so confident? Because I saw him with my own 2 eyes. I was out for an evening stroll minding my own business when I noticed a column of smoke rising from a cliff over at Thal's Respite. Curious, I took myself there to find a masked man, your masked man, I'm sure of it, standing by a fire. As if in answer, some Kirkin appeared soon after, and the group began talking at length. I'm afraid I was too far out of earshot to hear much of anything. After the group had dispersed, an idea came to me. If you were to use this smoldering coal to start a fire, you might be able to arrange a similar meeting. It will be dangerous, I shouldn't doubt, but you've proven yourself more than a match for a pack of rats. To you? You haven't seen me fight. So what do you think? That's some sound, reliable information, even if I do say so myself. Well worth all the lingering about you've been doing, wouldn't you say? Well, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll help out with this fate. Looks like it's almost done. Oh yeah, I have to level things first. Fate ended. I got silver. Okay, hopping back on my mount. Continuing on out. Oh, somebody cast. somebody casted Galvanize on me. Nice. I got they got a crit, so I got the Catalyze as well. I don't need it, but thanks anyways, kind stranger. there's our destination, so I guess this is where we light our little fire. Ah, come on. And we just select the smoldering coal. Oh, a brigand. That's it. Well, that didn't do much. Oh, there's the next stage of the Attack on High Bridge Act 3 of that fate, because it's got stages to it. That's you can see by the icon on the fate. Like if you look at these icons, this one is a battle fate, but you have to kill like a bunch of things. This one with the scary monster face means it's a boss battle. So let's go and have a look. It's just down here, I think. There's other people doing it, so I don't mind showing up to help them. So these guys, and they will aggro you, but they won't aggro me because I'm too high level. So I just go through them, then level sync, and now we can attack this fellow. Oh, you get little guys that pop up too as you fight. That's okay. Try out. And we'll continue to fight this guy till he's dead. Look at that. Oh, and that got me a level. On level 43. And an achievement. Where did this come from? Curtain Call. Successfully complete the fate Attack on High Bridge Act 3 with the highest rating possible. Cool. So I got a little achievement for that. So if you're an achievement hunter, that is definitely one that's worth doing. And there go the NPCs. Oh, and somebody says the tiny rat minion is now available from the merchant Chachamun. Maybe I'll go back over there, get the rat minion. Back so soon? Were you able to find any clues leading to your masked man? Ward of the Destroyer. This scroll! It bears a prayer to Ralgar the Destroyer! In case you're unfamiliar, Ralgar is the guardian deity of Alamigo, which is currently under Garlean rule. It's highly uncommon for folks of other nations to revere him. I'd wager my last kill that your assailant was Alamigan. Seems this masked man of yours is very well connected. I must confess, the merchant in me envies such a diverse network of contacts. The self-same merchant also senses danger ahead, and darkness besides. Are you certain you'd rather not take things nice and slow here at Highbridge? Nope. The Alamigan bandit you had a run-in is somehow connected to your masked man of mystery. So it stands to reason that if you want to pick up the trail again, you should head towards Little Alamigo over in southern Thanalan. Just so you know what to expect, the settlement is the favored destination for those refugees who couldn't, well, adapt to life in Ul'dah. The hearts of the denizens are said to be as barren as the wasteland they live in, and for all intents and purposes, it's a lawless place. Be prepared for a not-so-warm welcome. Now, I'm not certain how much help she will be, but it just so happens I have a daughter who has relocated to Little Alamigo. Her name is Hihira, and it shouldn't hurt to seek her out first. And while you have her attention, I'd be obliged if you could send my love. Not a day goes by that I don't think of her. I suppose this is it then. I had hoped you would linger a while, cull some fiends, spend some coin, what have you. But something tells me you're destined for greater things. Wherever it is you end up, I wish you the best. Thanks, dude. Let's go see about that rat minion before we go to Little Alamigo. Which we've been to before, remember. We've passed that way. So this merchant. Jachamoon? Minion? Tiny rat. Oh, how about that? Let's buy the tiny rat minion. He's also got an orchestrion. Let's buy the orchestrion. He's got a bunch of stuff. Just like... Book of Silver. Slightly better than what I have, but I'm not too worried about gear right now. We'll get gear as we go through the main story quests, so... But minions... Tiny rat minion. And a fleeting raise. Orchestrion roll. Was this the guy who shouted it out? Not so legendary. Let's bow to him. Thank you, sir. Now let's teleport to Little Alamigo. It's not very expensive, so we're not going to waste tickets on it. Things will get more expensive later, believe me. Okay, here we are in Little Alamigo. We've already got the teleport and everything here, so let's just go ahead and talk to Hihira. Tunnels, 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 tunnels. Hello, Hihira. Why yes, Hihibaru is my father. He said, what? I wish I could be a better daughter to him. It's just that... Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't bother you with family matters, but I am grateful to you for delivering the message. Now then, what brings you here? A masked man? I'm afraid the description doesn't ring any bells, but one of the others may have seen something. I would recommend you first speak with Gundebold, the leader of the settlement. I must warn you, though, he isn't exactly accommodating to outsiders. So, Gundebold. Who are you? State your business and be quick about it. Looking for a masked villain, you say? And why should we help you, pray? We struggle enough without having to answer the whim of every outsider. You are not welcome here. Be gone. Okay. Alright, where's our next quest? Ah, there. You can see it on the mini-map. It's right here. T for 3. Sometimes you have to look around a little bit. Well met, adventurer. I'm Grizzlebert, head of security here at Little Alamigo. I heard that you had business with Gundebold. Knowing the bristly old bear, I don't doubt he told you to bugger off. Owing to their hardships, the refugees don't trust anyone but themselves. Not even my men and I can get as much of a word of thanks out of them, despite watching this place day and night. But thanks to you, I try to help my fellow man when I can, and you seem a decent... Thanks or no, not thanks to you. I try to help my fellow man where I can, and you seem a decent sort. If you tell me what's brought you here, might be as I can lend a hand. On the trail of a masked villain, you say? That sounds familiar, but I have men on the lookout for a Malja to the south of here. If there's been any suspicious activity there, I'd like to have seen it. I have a mind to take them each a cup of sweet thanalan tea so as to lift their spirits. If you were to run this little errand in my stead, they'd be all the more willing to tell you what they know. Alright, let's go deliver tea to these fellas out in the trenches, I suppose. Out in the lookouts. Once again, this place, like, it can be a little bit tricky to find where you need to exit, but you get used to it. Oh, I missed one. He's in the shadows over here. Who the hells are you? I'm trying to conserve energy here, so leave me alone. Have some tea. Well, aren't you considerate? My thanks, friend. What's that? A masked villain? Hiding amongst the refugees like as not. Me compatriots there go about as though they're dead on their feet. 'Tis near impossible to tell what's on their minds. For all I know, they're all up to no good. You there, are you an Amalja? No. Then carry on. Ah, the sophisticated aroma. It has been forever since I had a drop of sweet thanalan. I'm going to enjoy this. What? A masked man? Don't know, don't care. Unless he's got dark, scaly skin, stands 10 palms tall, and has the face of a lizard, then I don't give a mummer's fart. Okay. Maybe the last fellow knows something. Shoo, shoo, don't bother me. If the Amalja overrun us, I'm blaming you. For me? You shouldn't have. Sorry? A suspicious masked man? As a matter of fact, I caught a glimpse of someone fitting that description during patrol. Well, I couldn't quite make out whether it was a man or not, what with the mask and the robe, but assuming it was a he was talking with some Alamegans. I assumed he was one of them. Oh boy. The plot sickens. Back up to little Alamigo. Ah, you're back. So did my lookouts have aught to share with you? That doesn't sound like much to go by. If you're gonna get any further in your investigation, seems to me you'll need the cooperation of the Alamegans. For this, you'll need to win their trust, and that won't be an easy task. Let's see. Nope, still not as good as what we've got. So we're just going to take the gill. So you're determined to press on with your investigation. Then I have some advice to offer. As I said before, you won't get far without the Alamegans' trust. And the best way to win that trust is to get a compatriot of theirs, someone they respect, to vouch for you. Coin does the talking in Ul'dah, but the Alamegans are bound by something far stronger, if not as tangible, a common purpose. That purpose is, of course, the liberation of their home from the Garleans. Gundobald belongs to the Alamegan resistance, so your best bet would be someone who's part of the same crew. If you know any well-connected people, you might want to start by asking them. Well, let's go to Minfilia. She's well-connected. Okay, so we're going to use these tickets, and we got 16 of them now. So we'll just use one to get back to Vesper Bay. And go talk to Minfilia. Good old Minfilia. This time we don't have to talk to Tatara first. We just go straight in and talk to Minfilia. Alright. Welcome back, Kit. How fares the investigation? I see. Given all that they have suffered, it is of little wonder that the Alamegan refugees have lost faith in their fellow man. They have had their homeland taken from them, and for the past 2 decades have had to see it remain in the enemy's clutches. To compound matters, none of the 3 city-states have the means to take in all of those who were displaced. As a result, a great many Alamegans now live on the margins of society, suffering poverty and discrimination. Would that more could be done to ease their hardships. I fear that nothing short of reclaiming their homeland would be a lasting solution. But let us deal with one problem at a time. Returning to the matter of your investigation, it just so happens that there is an Alamegan native among the Scions. I should be pleased to introduce him to you. Nope. Still taking the Gilmite. Alright. Your Alamegan comrade is named Haribert. He joined our cause in the hopes that he might find a way to liberate his homeland. While he spares no effort towards that endeavor, I have no doubt that he would be glad to assist you. If I recall correctly, Haribert is between missions. Try looking for him in the storage area. He hangs out in storage? Okay, got it. Doop-doop-doo. Haribert. If it isn't Kid Swan, the Scion's rising star, is there aught I can do for you? You wish to win the trust of the people of Little Alamigo. This is a daunting task, my friend, even for our own countrymen. I would like nothing more than to help, but I'm afraid my name no longer carries weight with that lot. I used to be a member of the Alamegan resistance, you see, but I left in favor of joining the Scions. Though my allegiance may have shifted, my purpose remains ever the same, the liberation of Alamigo. Yet whatever my reasons were, I abandoned my comrades, and they'll have nothing to do with me. Now, while I have no more friends in the Resistance, I know someone who does. Her name is Albreda, and she is a resident of Quarry Mill. Say my name when you meet her, and she won't lead you astray. Okay. So we're gonna go to Quarry Mill, which is in the Gridania area, so we gotta go to Gridania first. Because it's cheaper that way, because Gridania is a free teleport, and then when we teleport to Quarry Mill, it will be cheaper. Oh, it's like thunder and lightning here in Quarry Mill. There's Albreda. You want me to introduce you to the Resistance? Ha! Where the hell should I do that? Give me just one reason. Haribert sent you? That worthless whoreson. He abandons his comrades, his woman, and now he has the gall to ask me for a favor? Simply incredible. I recognize Haribert was only doing what he felt was right. He's a good man, and if he trusts you, then that's all I need to know. You see that bloke over there? That's Mefred, a captain of the Resistance. I hope he can give you what you need. Alright. Mefred. Aye, I'm Mefred, a proud man of the Alamegan Resistance. What business do you have with me, adventurer? Captain, it's Gallivan, sir. His wound's gone and festered, and he's burning up. I can't think he's got much time. God damn it! I asked the villagers for aid, got on my knees and begged, but they refused to lift a finger. If Gallian dies, his blood is on their hands. These Quarry Mill cravens would turn a blind eye to our plight, but they might listen to Albreda. I fear my anger will prevent me from rightly convincing anyone at the moment. I know we scarce know each other, but this is a matter of life and death. Please, adventurer, go to her and try. One of Mefred's is in bad shape, you say? I'm sorry, but there's naught I can do. I want to help, truly I do. They're my countrymen after all, but that'd mean going against the elemental's will. I've been at Quarry Mill long enough to know how right terrible the beings can be. I couldn't forgive myself if everyone gets banished because of me. If there's anyone who can help you, it'll be Charlene, the hamlet's resident hearer. If you take the matter to her, might be as she'll listen, though I wouldn't get my hopes up. Okay, let's go to Charlene. You wish to aid the Alamegans. You are possessed of a kind heart, adventurer, but I'm afraid I have not the authority to grant your wish. This authority belongs only to the elementals, eternal guardians of the Twelves Wood. As all outsiders, be they babes at the breast or men grown, are judged of a night whether they may have a place beneath the boughs. Alas, the Alamegans' petition has been denied. Harsh though it may seem, they do not have leave to receive of the wood's bounty. Ever has it been since time immemorial, and ever shall it be. Oh boy. We'll just finish this quest, pick up the next one, and then we'll call it for today. That's how it's to be then? The bloody hero might as well kill Galleon herself. Spit on the elementals and spit on their bloody will. I can't wait until the resistance is free of this place. I led my men to Quarry Mill hoping to find refuge. Instead we found indifference. The cold-blooded bastards here want us out, and I can't oblige them soon enough. The problem is some of mine aren't fit to travel. Hell's Galleon can't even stand. As you well know, the people of this accursed hamlet won't help us, so I have no choice but to turn to you, adventurer. In my homeland, long antelope horn is a traditional remedy with poison-purging properties. If you could bring me, say, 4 horns, I'd be forever in your debt. I can do that, but I will do that on the next stream as my time is up. So thank you everyone for tuning in. I really appreciate it, and we will see you hopefully next time, depending on whether or not you can make it. Thanks again for sticking with me and watching through my struggles. Well, not really struggles, but you know, the story. And talk to you later. Bye.